Oh, we are live. All right. Very good. JB, what's going on, bro? What's up, man? Welcome to the live. What is this? Goal. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm good. What's up, bro? Nice. And I see my little chat thing is working where it pops up on the screen, which I'm very happy about because it didn't work the last time I was streaming or I was live. Let me know if you think that font is too big though. The last time it was like way too small. Yeah, man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just enjoying this Pokemon market. I don't know what exactly is happening. Um a lot of things are just going crazy. You know, being that they announced the Wall Street Journal on they announced Pokemon on the Wall Street Journal and it definitely made some people react. For sure it made some people react. You could see it like on the very next day. And on top of that, YouTubers were announcing that it was on the Wall Street Journal, and like Nostalgianomics was talking about how it was gonna like create this thing where it would trigger these investors to just flood the market, which is all speculation. It's inaccurate in reality. He doesn't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not saying that it is or isn't, but it's funny. I was looking at it. So I've just been watching the market and see what it does. A lot of things happening. Everything is just really expensive. There's like no place to even call out. There really isn't a direction to head in, it feels like. A self-fulfilled prophecy. Possibly. Possibly. But you know, like FOMO is a real thing, and when somebody that has some kind of influence that people don't realize, like Nostalgianomics, he has influence. He has like 30 something thousand followers or subscribers, and it will trigger a reaction. It doesn't even have to be the largest reaction, but it will trigger something. Right? Like, look at this. It should have switched. Hopefully, I'm doing this right. It should have switched the screen. So we're looking at the Destined Rivals booster box. And if you look at this graph, right, and you look at the 1 month, that journal, that paper published on the 10th, right? It published on the 10th, and look, the very next, you see 9 items sold. The very next day, 44 items sold, and it instantly spiked, like right on that next day. And that could be just because of the article. That could be actually because of Alex from Nostalgianomics, because he actually focuses on investing, as I do, but I don't have a big following to trigger some kind of reaction like this, you know? Um, and so that could easily be that. That could just be FOMO, people trying to buy because they're afraid they're not going to be able to get into like that that product at that price. They think that it'll never be at that price again. We really don't know what's going to happen, which is pretty crazy. That it triggered that kind of a reaction that quickly. We don't know that all those Wall Street investors are going to feel comfortable investing in Pokemon. Like, you know, yeah, the VMAX as well. But he brought up, so he spoke about Destined Rivals. He spoke about the Umbreon, um, and he spoke about how the population reports don't matter anymore because the demand is so high. That's going to trigger a reaction. I promise you, it is, and it's great that you're in the know, basically, that you know what's going on. You know, like, but I try to look elsewhere. I do want Destined Rivals, of course. Who doesn't want more Destined Rivals booster boxes? That's why I actually mentioned like possibly like the closer and closer we get to the release of Mega Evolution, the more I think about possibly trading or like instantly selling whatever I get so that I could put it into Destined Rivals. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this Pokemon Center ETB at 400 is crazy. Like, but there haven't been that many buys. Like, but I've seen like things on eBay as well. I mean, these are decent. I mean, not too many buys. You see like 2 or 1 or whatever a day. So you see average sold is 2 a day. But $400 is a lot. If I could sell this for $400, I don't think, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna hurt me a little because I want one of everything from my collection. Like, whatever I have behind me, whatever you see or don't see, like, I want one of everything. I want one PC ETB of each. I want one of these booster boxes. But if I'm trying to be as smart as I possibly can with my money or whatever I use in this market, like, theoretically speaking, right? If I trade one of these, right? If I trade one of these at $400 at this market price, if I trade one for a Destined Rivals booster box, I'm into a Destined Rivals booster box for $60, right? Because that's all we paid at the Pokemon Center. So now I'm basically trading in that $60 buy for a $400 box. You know, I don't know. And Pokemon Center ETBs are kind of new. Like, we had them for Sword and Shield, but they aren't exactly the same as the Scarlet and Violet era ones or the Mega Evolution ones, right? They have the promos in it now. But we don't know that long term they're gonna be loved like that. They're gonna be scarce, but we don't even know what's gonna happen. That really sits in the back of my mind. Like, this is sitting in the back of my mind. Booster box being at this price, being that it's gonna be the base set for Mega Evolutions, it's typically going to be the worst, right? They're probably going to save like their best products for later on, just like they did with Scarlet and Violet. And so I'm really, like, the closer and closer we get to getting these shipped out to our homes, the more and more I'm thinking about selling these or trading these for Destined Rivals booster boxes. That's just me. I mean, I'm very transparent about it. I think that maybe you guys may be interested in doing the same. I don't know. I mean, let me know what you think. Do you think it's a smart idea? Like, what do you guys think? I don't know. And this is actually the one, the enhanced, right? But that's still $280 that you can put towards a box. You know, if I decided to trade this or sell it for $280, and now all I have to do is put another $100 on top of that to get a Destined Rivals booster box. I mean, that's, I guess, $260 for a Destined Rivals booster box, and it's at $400 right now. You know, however I may want to do it, you know, like, or maybe if it's a give up one of my other booster boxes, maybe I'll still a Crown one and this one, and then maybe receive some cash in return with the Destined Rivals booster box. Like, that's just something that I don't know. But right now, Destined Rivals is crazy. Destined Rivals is crazy right now. That was a legit reaction. That was 100% a reaction to Alex's video and the Wall Street Journal on that day. That was 100%. It was the very next day. Very next day, spiked. That drove that to that $400 price point right now. So, I don't know. Right now, I think you're better off looking at Prismatic and the future. Prismatic surging, I think, would be a great place to be at. I think this for sure is going to be one of the better products of the Scarlet and Violet era. But the best thing right now is the ETB. This is the most affordable it's been in a very long time. Like, a very, very, very long time. Right? The last time it was this affordable was when? December of last year. So, about 9 months ago. 9 months ago, it was this price. So, yeah, I think, I don't think it's going to stay. It's clearly not going to stay down here forever. You know, it's going to definitely shoot back up. Is it going to drop any lower? I don't think so. It's already starting to climb back up. It's already starting to spike back up. They're not gonna start. They're not gonna continue listing it any cheaper than that. It might look like this says 60. They always do this. It says 60, but it says $15 shipping. It's the total price. You know, like this is the same. So the price is already starting to increase from the sellers. They're gonna start listing it at this price. You see it here, $74. Yeah, it's just gonna start climbing back up. That's just the way it is. And the same thing with Twilight. Twilight is the other one. Another amazing set, of course. You can't miss out on something like a Twilight ETB. It's also coming back up. 71 market is at what? 72 now? Once again, it's this. When was it this cheap? Like how long ago? In April? But it started spiking back up. Like, unless they keep printing these things. Luckily you have the booster boxes, so it is gonna gradually climb back up, or it should gradually climb back up. But yeah. That and Prismatic. Prismatic is so freaking strong. Prismatic is so strong. Like, how do you deny Prismatic? So crazy. 114. Yeah. Prismatic is so strong. Look at this. I was talking about this in last week's market analysis, and I was talking about, you know, the price being at 100, and if the demand is so high that if they do not keep printing this product, like they have to obliterate the product for it to stay at 100 or below. And it's not. It's clearly climbing right back up. It's at $115 already. It's already at $115. Like, oh man, Prismatic. That's, to me, you know, some people say that the regular ETBs aren't worth it. I don't believe so. Clearly, the demand tells you that. How many Pokemon Center ETBs are you really going to have? You can limit yourself to whatever has been dropped. I guess right now you could possibly have 8. I have not successfully picked up not one from the Pokemon Center. And I refuse to buy these things at $400. I'm sorry. I refuse. I refuse. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it at $400. I'm sorry. I'm not. Every time they drop the Pokemon Center ETBs, I'm either at work or something's happening. Like, we were taking our goddaughter to the park, and that happened, which was pretty crazy. You know? You know what? I'm gonna switch the screen. Let me know if this is better, because I'm looking at the screen right now and I see that the font is white. I guess I gotta change the color of the font, but I can't change it right now. So let's see if the font is better or the view. If you guys don't mind the view, somebody let me know. You know, somebody let me know if the view is better this way. If you don't mind it, you don't mind my camera being a little covered by the screen. I just want to show the screen as much as possible. But I might have to go to OBS right now and alter that right now. Actually, I'm just gonna do it. Why not? Make it a little smaller. Fall into the purple. For some reason, like not centering the way that I want it to. Right? The font is too big though. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that later on. But let me know if this is not bad right here. It's like, at least you can see the font. And if the image, like the screen being smaller than it was before, is that fine? Like, let me know. But yeah, did you guys turn on my AC? Is getting a little warm. How do you guys feel about the rival decks though? The battle decks. Are you guys gonna buy these? Because one thing that I do know is that we haven't had a Haunter IR in the longest. Am I right in saying that, or what? Right? If I look up Haunter, when was the last time? What is this? Okay. Product line, Pokemon. When was the last time we actually had, like, high to low, whatever? When was the last time we had any Haunter cards. Like this is Skyridge, Neo Destiny. Like these are old. Gym Challenge, Gym Heroes, Fossil. Like we don't ever get any Haunter. Expedition, Fire Red, Leaf Green. And that was an uncommon too. Like uncommon. We never get these. Like this is clearly a beautiful card. You can get it out of hollow. But screen is good like this. Yeah, so I did want to talk about this because I like the whole, you know, oh Disney. I'm not gonna lie. So I have been seeing Team Rocket Joey talk about Lorcana. Um, I just don't know anything about it. Like I wasn't a big Disney kid. That kind of throws me off. Like I really didn't like Disney growing up. I was mostly outside. Like it was either outside playing baseball or Pokemon, you know? Disney wasn't really my thing. Like I never liked it as a kid. Like if there was ever a Disney movie put on, like it doesn't matter how small I was, I didn't like it. Um, so I don't know. That kind of throws me off. It kind of makes me feel like it doesn't have the same strength Pokemon does. Um, and I find it hard to picture people with money because this is the thing that matters the most, right? People are in Pokemon right now because we are now at an age where we have money that we can throw around and invest in Pokemon. Um, and at an older age, we still love it. We still like it. Do I think there are other men like me, and I'm saying men in particular because men are the ones really, really investing into Pokemon, um, that like Disney that much? That to me is a pretty big question. I think just to think of the longevity, right? If I invest into it, like, are people going to buy it later on? Like, eventually, you have to sell this, right? You if you buy it now, you will have to sell it in the future. So then, who's going to buy it? That's just it. I don't even know what the market is like for Locana. I did after T Market Joey did point it out. I did look at some of the cards. There are some really valuable cards in there. I don't know how many people are buying it. Like I didn't look at the sell through rate. I didn't look at anything like that. I just looked at value, right? And so I did see some valuable cards in there, or that people felt were valuable. But I feel like I don't know. Like I love Pokemon. I always did. So that's one thing, and I don't love Disney. So I don't know. Going into that market, I will go in there. I'll be going like blind. Like I'll go in there blind. I don't know what's happening, or like I like we do know simple things, like Goofy, Winnie the Pooh, like Mickey Mouse. But outside of that, like I would have a hard time just figuring out what'd be worth it, what creates nostalgia for people, like what really is nostalgic. Unlike Pokemon. Pokemon is like I know it's nostalgic because I feel it. So it's a much more relatable thing. So going into something like Disney or Lorcana for me would be a little hard. And just with all those things that I've mentioned, it would make it that much harder for me to believe in it. Like I believe in Pokemon because I see the strength. I Pokemon came out when I was 10 years old, and I'm 35, and I still love it. Strength. I know it. But Prismatic is Pokemon. It's not Disney. And I know. What's funny? I think if you look at, like, this is one thing, right? So to mention that if people like Prismatic but not Disney, is very, very different. It's still Pokemon. It's a whole different thing. Because you like Espeon doesn't mean you're gonna like um it doesn't mean you're gonna like Mickey Mouse. Like it doesn't mean that. But you know what I find funny? That if you look at like the cards, well, there wasn't hype behind Pokemon. It doesn't mean I didn't like it, you know? I wasn't buying Pokemon cards at 15, 16 years old. I was playing the games, but I wasn't buying the cards. And I also didn't know that the cards were evolving. Like, it wasn't out there like that. Unless you were in card shops, you weren't going to know that Pokemon was evolving the way it was. Like I was playing baseball, like I was traveling across the country playing in tournaments. There was no way, like Pokemon was nowhere in my line of sight at all. Well, I don't know about people talking bad about Pokemon. I mean, I I haven't said a bad word about Pokemon overall. Um, I like Pokemon, you know, I really do. But yeah, so I did want to say this. I know that like Team Rocket Joey, everybody has their opinion. Doesn't like these because he doesn't like the crowns, right? But there are a lot of other cards that he himself does like that have crowns, right? You guys are now buying. You guys are now buying Obsidian Flames Charizard, right? There's a crown. That's 100% a crown. That is a terastallized Charizard. This is a terastallized Charizard right here, and everybody's buying it. The crown may not be designed the same. They're not supposed to be designed the same. If you watch the anime, no Pokemon's crown is the same. You know, this is a crown right here. This thing on top that's hanging over the head right here, that's part of the crown. The crown is on. This is a terastallized Charizard, right? And then we have the Paldean Fates, right? Paldean Fates Charizard, and it doesn't get any criticism whatsoever, right? This is supposed to be the best Charizard in the era, or the best Charizard we have in a long time, right? This is 100% a terastallized Charizard. It's actually the reason, even though people don't talk about it, it's the reason why he's a Dark type and not a Fire type. Terastallized Pokemon change their type. Not all, but some do. Some have two types. Some have one. They change though. Oh yeah, of course it did. But think about it. I mean, like I have right. I have whatever you see behind me, right up there, and there's more stuff behind it, and I have stuff in my closet, right. I would actually have so much more had I not realized that this thing was an investment like too late. I was ripping, and I mean till this day I rip. Like I can't stop myself from ripping. Like if I have like just the other day, had a booster bundle or build battle ripped. Uh, Booster bundle. I mean, still filled with the bulk, ripped. I mean, like little things like that. Like I almost can't resist ripping because I don't see that much value in them. But yeah, I see that. You know, people didn't see it as an investment. You know, and what really opened my eyes to it was that it just got so expensive to rip. And I kept thinking to myself, why is this happening? And then you start doing your homework. You start realizing how, like, I've had experience with stocks. Before I got into investing with Pokemon, I was dealing a lot with Forex and things like that. And so you know, once you dabble, you know, around with those kind of things, you know what what's happening with the market. And then you include that it is a something that's limited. It's a collectible. It has rarity. That means that it's going to increase in value. You know, every time as older as it gets, it doesn't matter. Almost every single thing out there that is limited usually increases in value outside of the retail price, right? Like, um, there's clothing. There's numbered clothing. You know, that's like 1 out of 50. I remember my brother used to buy sweaters from I think Kid Robot when we were in high school, and I remember looking inside the sweater and it was stitched. It was stitched, and it would say like 25 out of 150. Um, Things like that. What stocks like things like gold, things like GameStop when it went crazy during COVID, which is so funny because Pokemon um, was actually doing things around that time, but it wasn't in your face like it is now. That of course, Ethereum and Bitcoin. Ethereum kind of frustrated me because it just wasn't moving like Bitcoin was, but it was more affordable. And it's so funny because I keep getting notifications about Dogecoin coming up. But yeah, back to this topic. I know I just wanted to point this out because I think this is something that I keep hearing it get said. Terrestrialized Pokemon, the crowns are ugly. Nobody likes the crowns. People in the future won't like the crowns. Why isn't this Charizard? Can somebody let me know? Let me know why is this Charizard not getting the same treatment that the evolutions are getting if it's terrestrialized? This is terrestrialized. This is 1000% terrestrialized with a crown. The Obsidian Flames Charizard terrestrialized with a crown. Um, And there are terrestrialized Pokemon scattered throughout all of Scarlet and Violet. The Garchomp, somebody was asking me that it's a water type, and I didn't look at it because I don't like the card. But like I said, there's things scattered all over the place. I would have to locate all of them. I don't know them all that are here. This is a terrestrialized Garchomp. That right there is that Garchomp's crown, and that's why it's a water type. And that's why it has this shattered glass looking like thing. Any Pokemon that has that shattered glass design in it is terrestrialized, by the way. Any Pokemon that looks like this is terrestrialized. But it's just funny. I just find it funny. Like, I feel like we're nitpicking. I feel like we're choosing to pick on Prismatic, whether I don't know why we're upset about it. Maybe because the pull rates aren't great. Maybe because people don't like how it got shot up to the moon. Like, yeah, Taco Man Rudy. Yeah, I mean, things change, you know, your opinions change. I remember, so when I was ripping, right? Like, if you look back into my channel, like my first videos, you'll see I was actually making videos about ripping. But people don't like watching videos about ripping, and that's before everything got really, really expensive. Like, at that time, I had bought a Stellar Crown booster box for $100. There's like, they're actually behind me. The Stellar Crown and Paradox Rift booster box that I have, I got them each for $100, right? At that time, this is 100% my fault, and I regret it till today. Even though it's Scarlet Violet base, I had the opportunity to buy like cases at $90 a box, like $90 booster boxes. I kept looking at it and I kept thinking to myself, that's not going to rise. And I just didn't, like, of course, the value was going to increase. I just didn't expect it to skyrocket the way it did, which was, it just blew my mind. Like, I didn't expect it at all. And I ignored it and I kept thinking it was going to stay at around 90, 95. And that was my mistake for sure. But I mean, just like just like Ash couldn't catch them all, you know, you can't buy it all either, you know, but so it's all right. It's all right with me. We're going to keep going with things in the future, and just things change, you know, and you're going to have different opportunities. Of course, opportunities won't always arise with everything. Like, I wanted to buy a case of Destined Rivals at MSRP from one of my card shops that I had already bought a case of Journey Together for. And he didn't want to give it to me for MSRP. Minimum he was giving me was $220 a box, and I said no. And I mean, now I regret it, right? But at the time, it was like, bro, I buy from you. Like, you should be able to hook me up. You're still making your money. But you know, these people, I don't always excuse card shops. If that was the case, I promise you, the hype already started. I was allowed to buy Journey Together. Like, I bought, I think it was 11 booster boxes. 3 got ripped, right? One from my brother, one my fiance, and one myself. And it was pretty cool because each one of us pulled an SIR. But he gave me that opportunity, but didn't want to give me the Destined Rivals one. And so either way, when the Journey Together one came, I took it. When the opportunity comes, that's something to kind of like solidify in your head. When the opportunity comes, take it. Because then you're like me, right? You end up regretting not getting Destined for $220. You regret not buying Scarlet Violet base when it was in your face at $90 to $95, you know? It sucks, but we live and we learn. So yeah, and another thing I was gonna say was that I remember ripping. I made a video about like Dollar General like deals, right? And it was a product that I had bought for very cheap. They had like a 30% off. So I bought like $100 worth, and I paid 70. And a lot of those were Paradox sleeved booster packs. And I remember saying that this was a sleeper set. People were gonna like it at some point. I don't. I remember saying I don't know why people are hating on this set the way that they did. Like, they completely hated it. Now, I don't think that this set is gonna have the greatest growth. It's very like on par with Temporal Forces. They just both lack a bit. You know, they do lack. They're in the same spot, in my opinion, same boat. But I still did like the sets, and I remember talking about, I don't like describing how I didn't understand how people didn't like Paradox Rift. And look at now. Now people are buying it. Now people are FOMOing. Now it's like it's gonna go out of rotation. And even before that, right? Like, you just didn't want it. They didn't want it. At the time, clearly, like I said, I was ripping. I wasn't investing. So I wasn't buying booster boxes, and those were also in my face at like $100 at my card shop. Even though it says 125 here, which is crazy, because I bought it around this time, and I bought it for $100, and they were available. They were. But people weren't buying it too much. This was a nice spike here. I guess people who knew. But I was just ripping. I could have bought. I was ripping. I ripped everything. I mean, till this day, like I said, I rip. Till this day, I rip. Oh, before I forget, I did want to mention, right? Like I was talking about this Haunter here. I did pre-order this, like the Japanese one, and I actually have it right here. Like I actually have it with me, um, which I have not opened, right? So I did want to open it, which I'm about to do, right? I just want to leave this here because in case something else, another thought comes into mind, we can discuss it. Even though Journey, you know what's funny? Journey Together, I have a case about it, and I really think Journey Together is going to do a lot better than people think, like way more than people think. But I'm going to open this box. And I did see a video where a person had opened their box and the texture just on the EX, right? If we look at this, not the Haunter, but just the Gengar alone, because we know like Gengar, even just EXs, like regular EXs, actually do well. And just Gengar cards overall do well. And I'm assuming the English version is going to do much better. Like this, if you guys thought that, you know, can I zoom in? Why does it not zoom in? It's usually, these pictures are usually like way too big. Well, this rival deck, this battle deck, you know, just like the Marnie one, is going to get bought out. But it's going to resell at a much higher price, I'm pretty sure. Right? The Marnie one was reselling at $30, and that's because of what people were paying for the promo itself. But I know you guys know much better, or know better than to think that the Marnies is going to be valued at what this Gengar one is and Haunter. So what do we got here? Let's see what this thing gave us. Let me switch the camera actually, so you guys can get the full screen. Right? Did I switch it? I believe so. So it came with this pack right here. I don't know what's in it. I think it's like something to teach you how to play the game. This is just a Japanese version of the battle deck, and so it comes with its coin. It comes with a little coin. It's smaller than ours and the coins we get. Right? This is it right here. Nice little Mega Gengar coin, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Cool coin. It comes with these pop-out coins for you to play the game. Right, we're gonna ignore that. It looks like there's a piece of paper here for you to like know where to put the game. And another big poster on. This is just teaching you how to play the game, right? We're gonna ignore that. So the real prize is in the deck itself. So the EX actually comes in the deck, like in your build and battle thing, but it comes in here. Journey Together reminds you of Ultra Prism. Yeah, I mean, I think once again, just like Paradox Rift and Obsidian Flames and everything else that people were completely just crapping on in like that time of like September, October, November, I kept hearing horrible things about them, but look at them now. Like why? So if people were so into, well, I can't open this thing. People were so into listening on that hype, right? They had it like, it's like the market decided. Obsidian Flames was no good. Paradox Rift was no good. Why is Obsidian Flames $350? Why? I need to know. That is the real question. That's what I need to know the most out of everything. All right, so here we go with the first little Gengar EX, right? I think this thing is so cool. Like, I wanted to get it. I like the texture on the Japanese stuff. I really do. Like, even the EXs have some texture. Pretty cool. Right? EX number 1. Yeah, I like this thing. I'm just looking at, like, centering-wise, like, are these gradable? Like, which they look beautiful, actually. They do look like they would grade nicely, to be honest. They look beautiful coming out straight out of the pack here. Woo! And look at this thing right here. This is the real prize. Wow, this thing is beautiful. Centering is a bit off. Centering is a bit off, but look at this thing, guys. This thing is beautiful. I don't know. I'm like kind of trying to shimmer it so you guys can see like how it looks. This card is beautiful. You guys cannot tell me that those battle decks are not going to be like a must buy. Look at that. I'm just going to hold it a little closer. I don't know. I'm looking at like the screen now and seeing like how it is. Maybe I could be a little closer. You guys can really observe it. But like, this is a beautiful card. It's like a little, it's like a tad bit off left to right. I mean, some of these cards they're not going to be always like 100% perfect. It still looks like it can grade a 10. This is a beautiful card. This is a beautiful card. So I wanted to order the Japanese one so that I could see what they look like. And I don't know where. I had sleeves out yesterday. Just last night, I had sleeves out. I don't know what I did with them. I'm going to have to sleeve it in a little bit. Just going to sit it down. Yeah, even the Mega Gengars, like, look like they could really be gradable. Now that I'm looking at it, maybe I didn't hold the Gengars close enough either. So you guys can get a better look at it. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. You know, and like I said before, I love Gengar. Like, I really do. Like I have a like a slab holder, right? I have a slab holder here with that I ordered from what was it? What did I order from? From Etsy. Look at this thing. I love this thing too. So yeah, I love Gengar. I mean, Gengar is well loved. Of course, it is well loved. Um, so I thought that was pretty cool. I think this can like I can instantly grade this. I could probably express this and get this Haunter back before the rival deck actually comes out. This thing is so clean. Like so clean, like no white dot, no nothing. Beautiful. So yeah, this rival deck. Where do we go here? I was just looking at it. Oh, it swapped. Did it swap me? Did it move? I don't know what it did. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, so this Mega Battle deck, they're calling it. This thing is gonna go crazy. This thing is going to go crazy. And also, I don't know how many people like Melioda. If they do, then I guess that other battle deck is gonna receive the same sentiment. Maybe they will find value in that illustration right there. I'm not 100% sure. It comes with, I believe, 2 Diancie EXs, which we see right here. I don't know why it doesn't zoom in. It used to zoom. Oh, see, it's like grayed out. It used to allow you to zoom in. Now it's not. But whatever, it's fine. It comes with 2 Diancie EXs, just like the Hunter one. And this is the Japanese version of it. You actually get a better view of this. See, now it's letting you zoom in. So this is the Japanese one. It has texture just like the this Gengar one that I just opened. And that's the box for it. Of course, that's how it comes. But I think this will be, if you can pick this up, that'll be a great pickup. And of course, you just need to stay ahead of these things. Be on the lookout for this. There's so many products that are coming out that are worth looking out for. I think that's a great product to have. Like, these products, like that rival deck with Marnie on it. I mean, it was great because it had an illustration, and this is why this one's going to be great as well, right? All these other battle decks they were just EXs. Nobody liked them, right? Nobody liked them, so that's that. But beautiful, beautiful product. I think that IR is beautiful. Once again, when was the last time you saw a Haunter, right? Like, when was the last time? I think that people are gonna love this one. You haven't had a Haunter in such a long time. Like, there's nothing recent at least, you know. And there just aren't that many. If I typed in Gengar, we'd have like pages. We have 2 pages. So keep that in mind. You know, trying to stay ahead of the game. Yeah, I really think that it's a great time to at least just do your homework and look forward, because everything's really expensive. Try to get it at MSRP if you can. But yeah, I was talking about Journey Together as well. Journey Together, I think it's underrated. This Whale Lord right here, it's funny that market is like, the more it drops, for me, like the better. Honestly, I am looking to buy as many Whale Lords as I can. I'm not going to lie. I'll buy a few of these. If I can end up with 10 of these, I'll be happy. If more, I'll be happy as well. But this reminds me so much of the Magikarp. Like, this is a beautiful card. I don't think anybody could deny this is a beautiful card. The Whale Lord and the Articuno. I think these are going to be the ones to buy. But it's at $22. Articuno is shooting up. People are buying it. People are just buying everything right now. So crazy. This market is insane right now. But if you wanted to buy the Salamence, it's a great time to buy it. The Zacian at $37 is crazy to me. These two are like my favorites by far. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. Turn it together. It will have its time later on. But yeah, right now I think the focus would be Surging Sparks, Prismatic, Twilight, Surging Sparks, Prismatic. This surprise box has dropped in price a lot as well. Like, I don't think since the moment it came out, I don't think it's been this cheap. Yeah, look at that. It was 63 at that low there. That was its all-time low, actually, when it first came out, 63. And it is now at $42. I mean, I know it's supposed to be $26 at retail, but that is the cheapest that's going to be. And I think you can get some nice stuff out of here if you're going to pull those promos. The promos are going to be nice. You can grade them. People love promos right now. Promos are getting expensive. Like, it doesn't matter what promo it is. And pulling an Umbreon promo, of course, it's the home run there. But yeah, a lot going on. I mean, yeah, I mean, the next other thing, I guess, is Paldean Fates, because they keep printing things. I bought those 3-pack blisters from Macy's. And you see how I told you guys, when I get little things, I, like, want to rip them. I'm like, I have both of these things next to me right now. Like, I want to rip them so bad. I already pulled the Bubble Mew once before. I would love that Gardevoir. I would love the Charizard. I don't know, man. I would love it. So, yeah, you know what's funny? I know I'm like going off track, but I just realized I think the Greninja is terrestrialized as well. He is. Greninja's terrestrialized. It's why he's got the look. That's the crown. That's the crown. I mean, you guys let me know. Let me know. I think this is a pretty cool card, honestly. I know some people don't like it. I think it's a really cool card. Like, I think it's really cool. But that's why he's got that shattered glass look to his body. Terrestrialized Greninja, right? I mean, if we're going to criticize Prismatic, we might as well criticize them all, right? Look at that. Amazing. I love that card. Never pulled it. Twilight Masquerade has one of the most difficult pull rates, at least for me. I mean, they are actually bad, but for me, they're pretty bad. What else is terrestrialized? I'm just trying to think now. I don't think there's anything terrestrialized in Destined Survival. Of course, the Surgery Sparks Pikachu is terrestrialized. What else? Is there something else in here that's terrestrialized? I think there was. The Hydreigon is terrestrialized, of course. The Pikachu is terrestrialized there. The Alolan Executor is terrestrialized. Like, almost every single is this? No. Almost every single set has something that's terrestrialized. For the most part. But yeah. I think it's pretty crazy. You know what I'm thinking about now? I did make a video called Buy of the Week, and I wanted to kind of make a series of things that I thought were good buys. Had great pack per price points, and I remember, see, is it listed here? Here we go. The Build and Battle display. You know, we're talking, people love booster bundle displays, right? The main sets don't have any booster bundle displays. I guess, let's see. Let's see. Battle. Just going to finish it off with display. You know, I think that this thing would look pretty cool. Where is it? It should be here somewhere. I saw it before. Where is it? That is just the Build and Battle. But the Build and Battle display is right here. I mean, I think it's got the hole on the side. It's going to have the Garchomp with Cynthia on the other side, and it's a pretty tall, not too tall, but it's tall. It's got 10 building battles inside. It's pretty displayable in my opinion. Uh, we're talking about booster bundle displays that people are starting to love for the specialty sets. The pack for per price here, it's at $400. Pack per price. A building battle costs $40. There is no sealed premium on this, and I wanted to point this out in that video. I did point it out over and over. Most recent sale was at $525 though, because they started getting bought. I don't know who started buying it. It started happening this weekend. I made this video 2 weeks ago, and it was just dropping down to $400. It was like right here somewhere, or was it a week ago? It was somewhere around there. It was at $400. I know I pointed that out, and it just recently started getting bought. I don't think my video triggered anything. My channel's real small, unless it did. I don't know, but it's starting to climb back up in price. But there was not a sealed premium, which now I see that it's changing. That's an insane. Most recently sold at $525. Doesn't make any sense when you have prices like these available. That doesn't make any sense to me. But you see them here. I guess somebody bought one down here, but you have the lowest listed right here. But you see, this is a dramatic change. I don't know why this happened. Could it be the Wall Street Journal that triggered this? This list here was all at 400. 400, and I think the most I saw was 403, 404. This could have been them, though, to be honest. But you see here, 400 to 424. View more data. Let's see. Look. This is what I'm talking about. Just as of a few days ago, I was pointing these out. Look, 404. These were all the listings I was pointing out. 404, 400. I thought this was a great buy. I mean, like 369, 374. There's clearly shipping on these, which is just appearing this way. It was at 400. And now it's like, wow. That was the time to buy. I thought it was still there for a second. Wow, that sucks. Because the building battles are at 40. And that had no sealed premium. That would have been a great time to buy. You gotta just look for these little things, like products that people are not looking at. Like looking at the Destined Rivals booster box, unless you don't mind paying this price, isn't the greatest thing right now. You look somewhere else. I mean, of course, Surgeon Sparks ETBs. I think Black Bull and White Flare, honestly, if you can buy them right now for MSRP, since they keep appearing on shelves, I think they're great to buy and hold. I have an issue of ripping packs, and so I only have one ETB of each left, aside from the Pokemon Center ones. Keep ripping them. And I keep getting no luck. Like, I pulled the Braviary twice. Like, how? How do I get Braviary twice? Oh, my gosh. What else? Stellar Crown. Oh, of course, Stellar Crown has terrestrialized Pokemon in it as well. What else do I think? Because I know I've been looking at a lot of products. It's just so hard to find things that are just worth buying. At least have a good entry point, better said, because everything is worth buying right now. Everything is just skyrocketing, right? What else? I mean, Crown Zenith ETBs, of course. I'm not even going to click on that. I think that should be an easy no. Like, you should know that. But I was looking at, actually, what I was looking at last night that I will come out with a video for was the pull rates for a Mega Evolution. I was looking at the pull rates for these. They're not great. They're not horrible. They're kind of similar to Destined Rivals. The gold cards are not easy to pull. They're not easy to pull whatsoever. We'll have to see. I have more homework to do. Like, I was watching packs get ripped for like over an hour. So I'll have more information. IRs are not easy to pull either. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I think for me, I really, like I said, I want to trade by whatever I get from Mega Evolutions into Destined Rivals. So that's that for me, at least. Yeah, I think Journey Together is underrated, like I said before. Prismatic. I think Prismatic should be the everybody's target. I mean, I know it's high in demand. Outside of ETBs, I think we should be looking out for these. Like, if they can drop like on Walmart, which they did before. I was trying to buy this on Walmart, and I was having a really, really hard time buying these. Like, I mean, like, to the point where it was on there for hours, and I think people checked out after like 2 to 3 hours of waiting. I fell asleep. I couldn't. And You know, I have a blue collar job. I'm a plumber, like I'm a construction worker, and I get up at like 4:30 in the morning. No way was I able to wait up for this thing. Pretty crazy the way that it's been shooting up. It's not getting printed. Yeah, this. Oh, Corona, what's going on, brother? Um, this product hopefully, just like the UPC, gets printed like a lot. Hopefully it gets printed. But right now this is just a result of high demand and the fact that it hasn't gotten printed. You know, but if you go on Facebook, you do find some people selling it at like 225, maybe 200. I did see that Amazon had it for 200 just a few days ago, if that feels like a price point people are comfortable with. Um, but it just keeps rising. This will be Prismatic's UPC, you know, the 151 UPC. I feel like we're gonna have the same thing. The demand is insanely high. The thing about this product, the Prismatic, is that even though it's not as nostalgic, you can pull a $4,000 God pack out of it. Like, even if the value of the cards drop to the point where it's a $3,000 God pack, like there is no other pack that you can pull that kind of value from, aside from like a base set or jungle or like one of those extremely old packs. And I don't even know if there's one specific. Maybe if you pull the Lovebirds, I don't even know what they are raw. I don't even think they're $3,000 raw. Right? Like what card aside from the first edition stuff like Charizard, like what's going to give you the kind of value that this thing is giving you? And then you got, of course, the products in it. You got this little fluffy thing. I mean, that's really irrelevant, but this promo is very relevant. This playmat, this playmat is a very relevant feature. Like this is a beautiful playmat. People love this. They really do. So this will be this product's 151 UPC. Should not be overlooked. If you can trade into it, maybe. You know, if I don't find something where I can maybe take my Mega Evolutions products and put them into Destined, I wouldn't mind putting it into a few of these. You know, like I would not. Right, the Evolving Skies Umbreon, you're right. But outside of that, like there's like it's like nothing. Nothing can give you what this product is going to give you, what Prismatic can give you. Even like let's see, like all of that, right? Let's go right here. Polka Dot is right here, anyways. Prismatic. What is the full set value, right? It was 4,300. Look, this thing was 4,000 like $350 when all those ETBs were dropping, and everyone, including myself, thought that the each individual card was going to drop in price, like in fact, or like people even thought it was going to tank, and it's not. It has not tanked. This is a strong set. Like the demand, like people believe in this set, whether it's the singles, whether it's the sealed product, like whatever it is. Um, man, it isn't going anywhere. Not anytime soon, at least. Like it's not. Like this card right here, I think should be much more valuable. I love this card. It just reminds me of like Japanese tattoo work, like Japanese art. Really cool card, right? This is once again it's terrestrialized. That's what I'm telling you guys. If you guys recognize this, you will see. Look at Ceruledge here. Ceruledge is not supposed to be a fire type. It is supposed to be a dark type, and it changed type, right? Did the evolutions change? Roaring Moon here is dark. Is he terrestrialized? It's hard to see if he has anything on his head. He may not. But this makes me think like he's supposed to be. Makes me feel like he's supposed to be terrestrialized. But a lot of these Pokemon can change in types. These have not changed. These have not changed. Now that I'm looking at it, none of these have. But Ceruledge did. Dragapult did not. But yeah, those are interesting just things that are there, you know, that you can point out. But yeah, I mean, Iron Hands doesn't really have a fan base. Iron Valiant doesn't either. Palafin has somewhat of a fan base. Goldengo is okay. But this thing, how is this thing more valuable than Raging Bolt? See, like, I don't get some of the things in the market sometimes, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, this card should be ahead of some of these cards here. I love this card right here. It's pretty cool. It's like really distinct. I don't think there's any other card that looks like this style of art. That's why I'm saying that as well. Just like the Salamence, the Roaring Moon, pretty cool card as well. I know it's Shinji Kanda, and people, you know, they hype it up a little more just because of Shinji Kanda, but in reality, just the card alone, if it's like that distinct, I think it should really stand out, like in value as well. But this set, right? We talked about that. I mean, people have all over the place. This total set value was supposed to drop, and it hasn't. I mean, specifically these rainbow borders, I think, you know, they stand out. Like I said, they make them different. You look at these cards, and you're not gonna mix these up. You're not mixing these up with anyone else, or I mean, any other set. You're just not. You know, it's just not happening. And that to me, I think says a lot about a set, right? I mean, you can mix up a lot of these other cards, trade it together with the trainer behind it. Like the trainer's kind of, you're not really gonna mix that up either. But Stellar Crown, you can easily confuse that with another set. Cards in Twilight Masquerade, the same. I mean, same with a lot of these other ones. I mean, not Temporal Forces because it has all those ancient Pokemon. That's another set that's getting criticized. Like, it gets criticized all the time, right? Like, total set value has dropped because of all that criticism it's been receiving. I mean, it's a great time to buy any of these SIRs that you like. If you like them, it's a great time to buy it. The Ghastly is the only thing that's been appreciating. This full art Gengar has been appreciating. The Morty's Conviction, I think, has been kind of stagnant. But this is an amazing card, too. I mean, it just is. But if you wanted to buy any of these cards, I think now is the time to buy it. Like, you don't run into many sets that have SIRs at $35, $40. I mean, this set is loaded. Like, this is a loaded set. There's a lot here. And I mean, even though they're ancient Pokemon, like, I think this is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. My opinion. I mean, there's a lot here. It has a lot to offer. I mean, it's a pretty cool set. Thought I saw another terrestrialized Pokemon. They're everywhere, though. They really are. If you look, you'll see them in different places. I mean, but yeah. Once again, I mean, this is so crazy right here. Bubble Me, what is it at now? $700. The Charizard at $300. The Gardevoir was at $70, and I wanted to buy it so bad, and I never pulled the trigger. More because I want to see them in person and buy it, but like I waited too long. Even this Mew right here has been climbing. This Mew, I wanted to buy it because I thought it was cool, and I came to look at it, and it's been climbing. Crazy. I mean, every single is climbing. I hear people saying, like, you know, last week we called that this set was going to climb, or this something was going to climb. Everything's climbing. Don't be fooled. There's no one here calling anything. It's all speculation. Assume everything is climbing. Like, there is nothing. Like, there's so very, as a matter of fact, everything has climbed. This past week has been the slowest week outside of Destined Rivals, and a few other sets. This has been, if you do watch my weekly market analysis, which I will do one later today. I usually do it on Sunday or Mondays. It's been landing on Monday, but I'm gonna do it tonight. If you do watch, you'll see this has been the most stagnant week outside of Destined Rivals. Outside of what else? It was Destined. Can't remember what else. It was Destined. It might be, was it Twilight? Let's see the Twilight Masquerade booster box. Everyone sounds like a genius in it. Yeah, but you know, that's also why when I'm talking about anything, unless it's something in particular that I want to just tell you so that you can keep it in mind. Like, I bring up the rival deck. Like, I don't hide any ideas I have. Like, if I can succeed with something, so can you guys. Like, I don't mind that. Like once again, Ash couldn't catch them all. I can't buy them all, and neither can you. That's just the way it is. You know, unless you're this wealthy, incredibly wealthy millionaire, and you can buy every single product that drops. You know, we know Rudy has a ton of product, and he doesn't have it all. It's just not happening. But I try to let you guys know if there's something in mind that I have in mind. I will definitely tell you. So yeah, there you go. Twilight was one of the few things that hasn't stagnated, but a lot of I did bring up in the last market analysis that a lot of these boxes had reached all-time highs and should have some kind of like stagnation. Like it should have a little bit of stagnation because the market has to accept these price points. No, no, no. I didn't take it as a dig either. I didn't take it as a dig. I'm just giving you my reasoning as to why I don't try to make these insane predictions. You know, I did when Distant Rivals came out. I made a video because people were hating on it, and I made a video saying Destined Rivals was going to be the best booster box in the era. To me, that was obvious, but it was just more of a video, a thing, not clickbait, but like something that would attract in a way. But it's not something that I felt like you shouldn't know. You should know this was going to be the best booster box in the era. At least I felt like. I felt like that was obvious, but you know, I see people all the time talking about this kind of stuff, saying like I said this was going to be that, and I'm like, I'm watching a video and I'm like, bro, everything's going up. Like, look at the freaking singles. We have regular hollow cards in celebrations and other sets, like many other sets that are climbing in price. So, but yeah, if you look around, you'll see like I think that's going to be on my thumbnail as well. It's going to say something like stagnation. Please, if you're here, definitely still support. You know what I'm saying? Come watch my video. But like if you look, this has been one of the weeks with the least movement. If you zoom out a little bit, right? If you zoom out even to a year, you know, even though it did hit its high, now it's back down, right? It's below the all-time high from the previous one. It was above it for a little bit, but you know, this averages out. So, but this has been the week where it's been the slowest for most products, aside from things like Twilight, Destined Rivals, what else? Black Bull and White Flare, of course, been stagnant for some time now. Journey Together was running up for some time, right? Even though we have both the enhanced and the regular one, the regular one, the non-enhanced, was creeping up for some time, and now it dropped, right? It corrected, and now it had a week. This is a whole week of like, right here. You see a week? This is a week of just stagnation, right there. So whether it's a high, whether it's a new low, this was a week of stagnation, right? This is the enhanced, and this is why I think the enhanced should be. That other non-enhanced was like jumped up too high. The last week, right? We go to the 1 month, a week from the last video, and it's really stagnating. It's moving, but it's like $1 and change. That's pretty much stagnation. It's just that's the price that it should be at least in my opinion. But you see that across the board, like even Sword and Shield, right? We go to Lost Origin, right? It had a huge run up. And I'm pretty sure I saw Lost Origin once again hit a all-time high, and the market has to accept it. Yeah, look, the market has to accept this all-time high. The market decided that, you know, we're all right now. You don't see too many buys here. The market's like, all right, I think this price point of $820 is where we're going to relax at for a second, whether it's a week or whatever it is. You got a case of Destined Rivals. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I do not have a case. When I was trying to buy a case, I didn't like the price point that they were giving me at my LGS, even though the price point back then, it's like the discounted price now. Like, you know how people would like to say they're using this new term right now, not new term, I guess. I don't know. Rudy's the one who said it. He said today's price is tomorrow's discount. Well, the offer I had was $220 per booster box, and you can do the math at a case. What's that? That's $13.20. And I said no, right? Because I was upset. I had already bought for him before. I had like pre-ordered cases and booster boxes before, and I felt like he should have given me a better price, but he didn't. Of course, he's just trying to make his money. But look at what a case gives you now: $2,200, almost $1,000 more expensive than what I would have bought it at if I just said yes, which hurts. Which hurts. It's not only that. You know what's funny? Like in February, that one of my LGSs, there's like 4, 5, maybe, like within driving distance, whether it's like 15 or 20 minutes, they're all within that 15 to 20 minute range. And would it be here? The booster bundle display. So that LGS, that specific one, actually sells things like they auction things off at Whatnot, and they auctioned off the booster bundle display. in February, I had an opportunity to buy this thing at $600. Look at it. It's basically around there. I think I went all the way up to like 625, and the person who beat me to the buy was 650. Like I just kick myself every day. Like I don't even want to talk about this thing. Like I don't even want to hear anyone talk about it because I get so upset with myself. I should have just outbid the guy, and I'd be pretty happy right now. But I didn't. I didn't do it. Like there's so many things. Like I was mentioning Scarlet Violet base booster boxes at 90 I could have bought. But at the time I wasn't investing. I was just purely ripping. Um I had booster boxes. I had Stellar Crown and Paradox Rift at 100 to $110. Didn't buy it. I regret it. I do regret it. But you know, we live and we learn. But now I think the next thing to look for is a reprint on Destined Rivals. I know people don't like hearing reprints. I know that. I'm not saying that I have a crystal ball and I know when the reprint's coming, but eventually I would assume it has to get reprinted. Like it will. I don't know when. I don't know how much they have to reprint to drop down this insane $400 price right now. I am going to get a few boxes. I do keep mentioning that I want to trade whatever Mega Evolution products I get from the Pokemon Center. I do want to trade them. And even if it's at 400, right? The Pokemon Center ETBs right now are pre-selling on TCG Player for $400. As a matter of fact, I want to see what they're pre-selling at on eBay. Let's see. Set of both. Now this might put a little bit of a damper on whatever I'm trying to do. Set of both 400. Is this a trusted seller? That's the next question. 285, 100% positive. Pokemon Center ETB, set of both, pre-sale confirmed. 2 available, 3 sold. So this person had 5 sets. I don't even know how people do that. How do you do that? How do you do that? What do you have here? Just 1 set. So this is what this person's, I guess, full order of Pokemon Center ETBs at 200 each. Either way, I don't think this set's going to do that great. I mean, it's going to do well out the gate because we are in a hyped market. I'm sitting on 17 booster boxes. I wish I would have bought more, but we still have time. If it goes down, we go in. Well, yeah, that's going to be a thing. I think, you know, I remember looking at Prismatic, right? If we go to Prismatic, let's see where Prismatic is. Because there was a point in time. No, it wasn't Prismatic. What I was looking at was Surging Sparks, right? So somebody commented, I was making a video, and somebody had previously commented asking me out what was the price point. And you'll see we dipped below 220. And in my video, I told the person that if it dips below 220, it is a great point to buy Surging Sparks, right? Once again, I'm no genius. It's just what I'm seeing in the market, and I try to, if I see it heading that way, predict it, and let it be known, right? So it was right here. I had made a video, and I was talking about how this was dipping in price, and I did point out, you know, a lot of times people want to blame resellers. You want to blame resellers. You want to blame the stores. You want to blame whatever entity out there. You could blame aliens if you want to. In reality, the real people to blame would be the buyers. It just what is what it is. There's no way. You know, they could list this box at $500, and if you buy it or everyone starts buying it, then the market price will be $500. You know, this right here at this point, when it dropped to 215, this box could have dropped to 200 if people were patient, but they weren't. You know, and this is where this is another thing, right? If you see that, they didn't wait right here, right? They did not wait. People were not patient. Once it dipped below 220, people FOMO'd, they bought, right? That's fine. You bought, it was a great point to buy. At what point, right? If you go to Destined Rivals, right? If we look at Destined Rivals and we see that there is a point where they reprint and it dips somewhere, like we're at 400, right? And people were buying at 350, 330, 320. At what point do we think that people are not going to have patience and still buy? Because they're still buying. They're still buying right here. At this price point, they still bought. They still bought at 375. They still bought at 400. At what point? I mean, are they going to give it an opportunity to like drop to 380, 375? I don't know. $400 for a booster box of Destined Rivals is crazy. I've been hearing more reprints to come in like 4 to 6 months after release, so hopefully that helps drop the price. Yeah, but then look, so all right, that's another thing, right? Like I think of all these things because I literally like eat, sleep, and if I could, I'd even work, just have my like everyday job on the market. Like I just look at this nonstop, you know, to the point where my fiance clearly tells me all the time that I'm on my phone and I don't get off my phone. It's because I'm doing this. I'm like studying the market, looking at what I think is going to come, right? So we are what 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 months since the release of Distant Rivals, and it's already. Let's go from MSRP price at 160. We're already at $400, right? If they reprint Destined Rivals in 2 months, right? If people keep buying, if the market keeps buying, this price will keep climbing, right? So let's say this box reaches $500 and then they reprint it, right? How low do we think it's going to drop below that $500 price point? We're thinking about like 400, right? People were talking about reprints at 300. But being that they're not here, you think to the future and you think to yourself, if this box reaches $500 and it reprints, how much will it really drop? Will that box drop to 480, 470, 450? Will it even reach back down to 400? Like, I mean, only time will tell. But at the same time, this is the game I play with myself in my head. Like, I have to speculate. If I want to try to predict what's going to happen in the market, I have to think like this, even though it sucks. I know a lot of us might hate it because we don't want to. A lot of people don't want to hear that a box is going to be $450 or be 500. But this is the reality that we're in right now. If this box reaches, let me just turn off my air conditioner. I'm starting to get cold. If this box reaches $500, I mean, you guys can tell me. I'm not a big channel, but I'm very happy that there are 16 of you here. This is like great for me. I love it. If the box reaches $500 and they reprint it, how much do you think it's actually going to drop before people start buying it, and don't let it drop any further? That's also something to think about. Imagine how many people are waiting to get in on a low price point. So many will jump on it. The longer we wait, the worse it gets because, as you said, it keeps climbing. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So like you at some point, and this is where I was going to lead to with the conversation after asking you guys at what price point you guys thought that it would drop to. So now you have to make a decision now, right? Because the longer we wait, of course, we see that it's climbing. So you got to make a decision. Are you going to buy now? There's still a risk. That's another thing, right? There's always a risk. You know, they could reprint this thing tomorrow. We don't know when it's coming. So there's always a risk. And with that risk comes some kind of pain if it goes the wrong way, right? But I mean, you could be okay with it. I mean, I'm not concerned. Like, I don't even have a collector app for that reason. I don't want to look at each particular product that I have, whether it goes up or down. I'm not here for that. I'm here for 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 or 5 years from now. That's what I'm here for. I'm dumping all of my Mega Evolution pre-orders to sit on the PC TVs and go towards Prismatic. I feel like that would be the seal to have next to Destined Rivals. I think it is. I mean, I think if you stay with the top tier products, I think you know you're going to do well. It takes away some of that fear, that long-term fear that people have when it comes to risk. Prismatic, Destined Rivals. So, of course, Twilight, Paldean Fates are already going out of print. So, you could buy it now, or you'll buy at whatever market price is, and it's probably going to skyrocket once that date comes. But outside of those, the ones that are still in print when it comes to Surging Sparks, Twilight Masquerade, Prismatic, and Destined Rivals are for sure the top tier sets that are left. And I would say those are the ones. If you go into those, I think you're safe. Like long term for sure. I mean, everything is safe long term for the most part. Like it's not gonna crash. But when it comes to the, I guess, the most gains possible, that you want, the highest multiple would be that. Depends on the reprint. Surging had a booster box reprint and it dropped below 20%. Destined Rivals at 500 with a 20% correction will be at 400. It's possible, but like I said, it depends on the buyers. It really does, because it's not going to drop instantly. It's not going to drop a whole 20% like instantly. It will take its time. It will be more and more confirmed sales as it drops. Yeah, if we don't get a booster box reprint, God have mercy on our souls. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that Distant Rebels will get printed hard. Maybe no booster boxes, but everything else will get. Yeah, but that's the investable things are the booster boxes, right? Those are the things that will age well, that we want to invest into. Another point to consider is that if they reprint, will it be booster boxes? Could be bundles like the ETBs and booster bundles, or collection boxes. Maybe we see much smaller print of booster boxes. Yeah, actually, there are people out there like I watch every YouTuber at least as much as I can. You only have so much time in a day. Um, and on TCG was talking about collection boxes being printed, like so many more than we had in the past, and him thinking that that's Pokemon's way of reprinting, which makes sense. It's going to get it into the collector's hands, because the investors aren't buying collection boxes. The flippers, though, and resellers are definitely buying those up. I promise you that. But that's one thing. The other guy, Pokeos, was talking about him, I guess, realizing that there are less booster boxes being printed. He's seeing more booster bundles. He's seeing more of every other, I guess, ancillary product outside of booster boxes. So that's a very big possibility too. I don't know. Like I said, we're not Pokemon. This is all speculative. Nothing is set in stone. No one knows what's going to happen. We don't know what Pokemon Center is going to do. We don't know if they decide to lower the amount of booster boxes they print. We don't know. I'm not saying they will, they don't. I'm not gonna speak for Pokemon. I didn't want to chance the UPC of Phantasmal Plains, so I bit the bullet and pre-ordered one from PokeHive. Not that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a cool product. I mean, it got a lot of hate because it didn't just have certain things like the Moltres one, but I think people were going a little too. It's like everything else. It's like they get Destined Rivals, the set, they completely hate it. Everybody's talking about how much they hate the Mewtwo, and now the Mewtwo is shooting back up in price, right? Where are we at right now? Like, where is the market price for that Mewtwo, right? The Mewtwo that was so hated, right? This Mewtwo was hated, like hated. Like, look, it took it dipped, but look at it. Look at what it's doing now, right? Of course, when it came out, it was almost $400, but we're getting up there, $375. I mean, that's just it. Like people hate these products, and then they love them. So you can't really go with that sentiment, like that initial reaction right away. Like that's kind of crazy. Wish I would have had the extra dough a few months ago. Had chances to buy Brilliant Stars, build a battle display, and then all of a sudden they went up to 100, so I backed off. Yeah. Bit the bullet and bought 6 prismatic displays for 140 a box. Which display? Which specific display are you talking about? Because the SBCs are like $250. I mean, I know that those Costco ones, I already like I said, this is all I look at. So I already saw these prismatic Costco tins. There was one guy, like there is no market price for it as of right now until people start buying it. There was one person selling each box for 200, which is wild. That is like crazy out the gate. And it's not as nice as a like sealed tin display, which is crazy for him to sell it at 200. The box looks huge. Like it looks like it's like this long. But then I saw someone else selling it for 135, which doesn't sound horrible. I bought a case of Destined Rivals for 1448 and bought the Garchomp, Ho-Oh, Nidoking, and Crobat all in PSA 10. Wow. Yeah, I think that case, of course you're happy with it already. 1450, it's already at like 2300. Yeah. I mean, cases are not easy to come by. And most people don't want to just dish out, $2,300. So that's one thing. And a case of Zapdos 151 boxes for 220. That's a case. That's not bad. The case of the Zapdos box. I mean, what's 151? I mean, another safe one. I mean, I was talking about the ones that were still in print, but that's extremely safe. I mean, I have 151 stuff behind me, and I want to rip it. And so I think people are going to feel that same exact way in the long term. I mean, yeah, I think that's going to be the same sentiment going forward. So I think you're doing pretty well as of right now. But yeah, I think it's hard to just go by the sentiment that, people hate these boxes. Like, for example, that Moltres box. You guys really think that Moltres box is not going to do well? That illustration alone is going to do well. People generally love the Scarlet and Violet era. Yeah, it's not Destined Rivals. And there was only 2 packs, which could have been more. There could have been like 4 packs in there, right? But either way, it doesn't guarantee you any hits. But if we look at the Greninja box, the Terrapagos box, and one thing to really pay attention for is that, for example, the Prismatic SPC box is called the Prismatic SPC box. It's not called anything else. It's not called Pokemon's name. It's not called anything. The 151 UPC box. It's not called the Mew box. It's called the SPC box with the 151 UPC. It's specifically based on that set. That Moltres box is literally called the Team Rocket's Moltres EX box. Forget that it says Team Rocket. That's what it's called. It's called Team Rocket, just like this Mewtwo. It's Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX box. It doesn't mean that it's going to be only Destined Rivals. So I mean, like, I couldn't understand why people were getting upset. Like, it's just like the Greninja EX box. It wasn't just Greninja stuff in there. It was all the other sets before that in Scarlet and Violet. The Terrapagos EX box was the same thing. So that Moltres EX box is going to be the same exact thing. Whenever you see a name, the Charizard EX box will be the same exact thing, unless it would say Phantasmal Flames use UPC, but it doesn't say that. So I didn't understand why people disliked it. And it doesn't mean that these products are not going to do well long term at all. The Greninja box was $100. If you look it up now, it's like $230, right? And people keep talking bad about the Greninja box. Oh, it sucks. It's a bad product. It's $230. It more than doubled in price, right? So, we also need to know, we haven't had trainers with Pokemon in a long time, and the art is insane. Sometimes I say go with your gut, and I'm doing that. Yeah, hold it for 5 to 10 years. That's the goal. You hold for 5 to 10 years. You may have a situation like Cosmic Eclipse and all those other sets in Sun and Moon, and I mean that's what you're hoping for. At least when you hold something that long term, right? And I think that's where I'm going as well, especially with the top tier sets. Oh, Jags, I did not know you were in the UK. Destined Rival supply is non-existent here. Maybe half booster boxes and the occasional drops of booster bundles, I would assume you're saying, or packs maybe. But I got lucky with some stores that sorted me out 6 loose booster bundles of Destined Rivals for 200 USD each. Yeah, that's pretty good. $200. I mean, it doubled. It doubled. I mean, you're happy, and I think you're going to be. I don't think it's ever going to be down there again. Honestly, I don't. Even if we move forward a whole nother year, right? If we could fast forward a year, I don't think it'll get back down there like whatsoever. I think that people will hope. I think that we will get a whole bunch of these ancillary products. We'll continue to get those Team Rocket tins. We'll continue to get collection boxes, booster bundles, some building battles here and there, those sleeved booster packs. But I do not think that we are going to get like so many booster boxes, at least to the point where it drops it down to 200. Like, no, not if this demand is going to continue. I mean, I was going to say not if the demand continues, but it's going to continue. I mean, we already know the 30th is coming around, and I feel like if we think it's crazy now, can you imagine what the 30th is going to do? How many more people are going to come into the hobby? Or maybe the next question will be, if they don't, how much more are people going to double down onto Pokemon products? I think the next year is going to be crazy. I think if there are products that you have, that you do not think will do well long term, I think now or next year will be a great time to let them go. Like, just let them go. Forget about if they keep appreciating in value, but you could at least realize gains now and put that into another product like Destined Rivals, right? It keeps ticking off. it's ticking off. It's getting out of reach for a lot of people, at least for them to feel comfortable buying that. So I think why not? Like if you have like these collection boxes, right? If you have these Greninja boxes, King Draw boxes, if you feel like one day it's not gonna appreciate, it's not gonna continue to appreciate, or it's not gonna retain that value, then let it go, right? One thing that is completely insane, and I'll tell you it. Oh my gosh, this market, people just like once somebody says something, it like triggers like a blaze. Like it's so crazy. Who here thinks who here thinks that Strata Fable is worth $800 a case of Pokemon Center ETBs? Right? Didn't we have some sales of like 1,000? Yeah. Who thinks a Strata Fable case is worth this much here? What's your take on the mega set, Jay? Which tier you think it sits at? My feeling is how people receive those gold cards. It'll determine if it's an upper tier. Yeah, for sure. If people do not like the gold cards, this set is gonna tank. I mean, not gonna tank. Not with this hype. This hype is gonna keep it afloat. But if this hype does ever go away, right? Like if we ever get this time period that we had from 2022 to 2023 after COVID, um, it will be one of the lower tier sets. Now, so this is what I would assume is that because it's going to be a base set, it's going to be one of the lower tier sets of that era or the lowest tier set of the era. Like I can only imagine the set's getting better, right? We still have that Greninja set. Like if you compare the Pokemon within the Mega set, right? Are they better than the Gengar and Charizard and Phantasmal Flames that's coming out? No. It's not going to be better. Nobody's going to love those Pokemon better. Are they going to be loved more than Greninja? No. We already saw that they came out with a new Raichu, Mega Raichu. Are we going to have like a Raichu set? Do people like Gardevoir or Lucario better than Raichu? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think that that set is going to be better than any of the other ones. And the gold cards, they're all right. They're cool. I mean, I haven't seen them in person. Maybe in person, they look like amazing. Maybe like the way they look in the light, you know, like maybe the way they look in the moonlight, even, you know, like they'll look amazing. But as of right now, if we look back like historically, people never liked gold cards like that. So I don't, I'm not gonna all of a sudden assume that people are gonna love the gold cards in the mega sets till they come out. We'll have to see what happens when they come out. Um, the demand that the Japanese market is seeing isn't always the same. Like if you look at like the lilies SIR in the set, how much is that thing? Right? Like if we look it up, does just look up Mega Symphonia or Mega Brave, whatever. Um, and let's look it up in. I'm just going to use Price Chart. I don't think it's on TCG Player, so I'm going to use Price Chart, and we're going to look at the PSA 10. Is that in this set or the other? Right? Where is it? Even this one. Let's look at this one. Great example right here. It's a trainer card, is what I'm trying to say, right? So Japanese PSA 10 is at $150. For whatever sales they have had. Do we really think that in the English or American market, this card is going to be worth $150? I don't think so. Look at all the trainers. Look at the Miriam that was once one of those top cards in Scarlet Valley base. Look at Iono, right? Like they don't love him anymore at all. You know, once they come over, I mean, this is going to be the real big one. It's a Mega Brave. It's the Lilies, right? So this is why we have to wait to see what happens with. Look at this card, Lily's Determination. I mean, it's a beautiful card. I'm not gonna lie, it is a beautiful card, but the English market doesn't like trainers, right? So you look at the PSA 10, $904 at a PSA 10. Do we really think that the English market is gonna like these cards? I don't think so. So we have to wait and see what the English market does, like what the American market does, what we do here in the US. Are we really gonna like the gold cards like that? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think that because the card needs, sorry, because the chase needs, what am I saying? Because the set needs a chase, right? It's gonna have value. So I'll tell you what, I am gonna make a video on, once again, I give you guys all my information. Please still support the channel. Come through, like, comment, subscribe. They have that new hype button in videos, click the hype button. Help me out, please. I'm trying to reach 1K so I can finally, start profiting off of YouTube in some kind of way. But all right, so outside of that, right? So before every set, I go to this specific whatnot rip and shipper, and he gets every set like early, right? And I have discussions with him, and I ask him like, what are the pull rates basically, and after asking him and he tells me what his numbers are, I sit there and just witness it. Basically, I tally them. I actually sit there and watch the pull rates myself to see if they line up, right? So from what he said, where are they? The gold cards. He said he pulled. This is English, guys. This is not Japanese. In the English, since getting this set early, the Mega Evolution pull rates for the gold cards, he pulled one gold Lucario in 3,000 packs. And he pulled one gold Gardevoir in 3,000 packs. All right? So the rarity alone will give it value. You know what I mean? Yeah, good take. Thank you. I agree. Sets tend to just keep getting better. You hear that people have speculated there is no Mega Gengar SIR and Phantasmal after determining the card list. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, I haven't seen the card list for the full card list for Phantasmal Flames, but we'll have to see. I mean, we have, like I said, I don't know if you were here, but I opened up the Japanese version of the. I guess I keep seeing people like coming in and leaving. So for those that weren't here, I did open up a Japanese uh, Gengar battle deck for Phantasmal Flames for when it comes out. And this is the Gengar. There's a Mega Gengar EX in the battle deck. It's pretty cool. I like the Japanese one. Quality is also really well. Quality control. And of course, the Japanese cards have like texture. Like even the EXs have texture, unlike our EXs, which are cool. And it also comes with this Gengar IR. I mean, sorry, Haunter IR. I have a hard time believing. I mean, Pokemon would literally drop the ball really, really bad if they gave us a Haunter IR from this battle deck, which is coming in the English battle deck. And they don't give us a Mega Gengar. Like that would be crazy. Like I wouldn't understand that. Wow, I'm seeing how it's like the camera was focusing. Why was the camera? It's like the camera is more focusing my face as opposed to the card. Let me just put the Haunter back here so you guys can see and kind of like let it focus on the card so it can look clear. Because I just saw how blurry that looked, and it had my face. My face looked like really clear. But yeah, I mean, how are they going to give us this? I mean, they would really drop the ball if that was the case. If they decided that they would give us a Haunter IR that we haven't received in eras. We haven't had a Haunter IR in eras, guys. No Scarlet Valley base, no Sword and Shield. I don't think we have had anything in Sun and Moon. I think the most recent one was like Fire Red. Like, come on. No way. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all speculation. Once again, we don't know what Pokemon's doing. Awesome. Yeah, I'm big on Japanese cards. Their quality is insane. Yeah, I heard they're keeping Mega Gengar SIR for the high class set in a couple of months, which is the rumor. Well, we'll have to see, right? We don't know what they're doing. So we will really, really have to see. I mean, everything right now is like, it's just constant speculation. Everything you hear is speculation. I'm here. I give you my opinion. I try to look at every angle, the best I can. Like once again, this Lily's Determination is a great example, right? It's $900. It's like I said, it is a beautiful card, but in the English market, is it going to be 900? I don't think so. This gold card. I think the PSA 10. I think the gold cards will retain the PSA 10 value because, like I said before, from what he was telling me, in 3,000 packs, he pulled one of each, and he said it took him. I have a notepad here. I like literally tallied everything here. He said it took him about 2,800 to 3,000 packs to full set to master set the whole thing. Do I have any high-end graded cards? So I mostly collect sealed. I have not received anything from PSA in the recent times. The only thing I have that has like really appreciated, like without my intent, So I bought the Charizard promo from the Charizard UPC. I bought that in a CGC 10, which looks like, I hate this. I want to show it, but I keep thinking about how much glare this ring light will have, and because slabs are plastic, they shine. I would love to show you the centering. Let me just see what it looks like. Let's just do it, right? So I bought this CGC Charizard, and if you look at it, if you try to look at the centering, I think the ring light is going to destroy you guys right now, though. But the centering looks like immaculate. Like the back, the front look great. I think this would be a PSA 10. It's the reason why I bought it. And at the time, even in the CGC 10 at the time, um, it had a value of $300. This thing has shot up in the PSA 10 to like $700 or $800. Right? If we look up the Charizard, what is this? 262. Charizard, Sword and Shield, 262. And I like price charting for the PSA 10 values because it's pretty good. But look, $757. You got sales here of $700, $830, $810. It's crazy. That is the highest value slab. I've mostly been focusing on sealed though. I focus mostly on sealed because then I have this thought in my mind, when it comes to like risking money, you know what I mean? Do you have any older Japanese sealed? Nice to see you collect Japanese cards too, Jay. More people are realizing how much better they are in quality. So, once again, I started investing into Pokemon in January, and every single thing before that I ripped. It's sad but true. I ripped everything. I had Terastal, I had Shiny Treasure, I had things like that. I didn't have nothing crazy. I opened the 151 Japanese, and I was looking back to, what's funny? It's so funny that some people, I try not to have like that tunnel vision. It's kind of like wearing those blinders that horses wear. Um, and people only look in one direction and they don't look at Japanese. To assume Japanese has no potential, I think you're kind of blinding yourself. I know that not all Japanese will have the most insane growth, but you have to also think of the bigger picture. You can't ignore that there is potential there. I made a video, right? If I go to my channel, right? And I just want, people didn't believe anything that I said. Where are we? YouTube, why is it? Okay, it doesn't even go straight to YouTube. No problem. If I go to my channel, let's see how long ago this happened. Let's see how long ago this happened. Go to my channel. View channel. Oh, 3 people subscribed. Thank you for subscribing as well. If you're new here, definitely like, comment, subscribe. I mean, like this stream and subscribe. Thank you very much. I've been working real hard. You look at this, 107 videos. I really have. This thing takes hours. I'm not gonna lie. If you want to be a YouTuber, this thing takes a lot of time of your day. But if you like it, like I've fallen in love with it, I love it. If we go down here, I made a video of something possibly being the next investment, and I'm gonna show you right here. Look, next to Boom. Look at the thumbnail. It's Shiny Treasure. Oh shoot, you can't even see this. I'm so crazy. If you look at the thumbnail that I made, this video was 2 months old. From 2 months ago, if you look at the thumbnail, it says next to Boom. It's the Shiny Treasure, and I have the Mew, the Japanese Bubble Mew in the thumbnail, right? Now, this was 2 months ago, guys. 2 months ago. I saw this coming 2 months ago, and I tried to tell people about it, and people just don't want to listen. It's cool. You don't want to listen, no problem. Shiny Treasure, right? Shiny Treasure. Is this the one? Yeah, here we go. So look at the box. 3 months. What are we in? September? July. July was it was around here somewhere that I made the video. It was like $70 flat. And now we're at $85. Why are we at $85? If you looked outside the box, if you thought outside the box and you didn't have tunnel vision, right? Just do homework. This is really what it is. So we look outside the box, right? We see that, and then we see why does it let me look at the cards? What? Oh man. Japanese. Mew. Let's see if it comes up that way because I don't know the numbers for it. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, what? You started investing in October, and it was yeah. Well, and you know what's funny? October was the time to do it. If you were gonna start, that was the time to do it. So you click sealed. So from my big 3 cards that I have appreciated a lot, and it's the Umbreon VMAX Altar. Wow, at a BGS 10. Oh my god! Listen, I tried with Evolving Skies. I did. I even with ripping ships, like spending like hundreds of dollars. Like I tried. I didn't get anything great. The Gengar VMAX PSA 10. That's amazing. And the third, your Latias and Latios PSA 9. That's sick. That is sick. Congrats, man. That's sick. You started investing in October. Yeah, it was a great time. What made me get into investing? What made me get into investing was that as I'm buying and I'm ripping, I'm realizing that values of cards are just increasing. They just keep increasing. Products started getting harder and harder to get, right? And it was just getting more expensive. And as I dug more and more, of course, I already knew that this is a product that over time gains rarity and can gain value, but I didn't think it was going to be like this. January hit. Prismatic was coming out real soon, and people were just going crazy. I couldn't get product. Every single thing that I was already buying was getting more expensive. I would go to like Dollar General and just try to get like sleeve packs to rip. Gone. Everything was gone. I would try to get some 151 from Dollar General. They have the 3-pack poster collections. Gone. They would take the whole stand that came with it. It was like 6 in a box basically, but it was a stand. The whole thing would be gone. Everything, everywhere I would go, it was gone. And then I wasn't being influenced by like social media, YouTube, or anything else. What I visually saw the demand increasing, and like so, and then I started doing more and more homework. Like I said, before I was dabbling with Pokemon investing, I was thinking I was doing like stocks, forex, and things like that. And then I did see the value in Pokemon, and that's what got me into it. So yeah, I think those XY break cards in the future might go crazy in a PSA 10. They might. You just never know what things are going to change. Like you just don't. You're seeing it now. Everything is going up in price. Never knew Pokemon was expensive. I always remember my dad buying me cards in my earlier teens, and I'm older now, and I got adult money, so I can spend and invest in love Pokemon. That's exactly it. Honestly, like $5 a pack when I was 10 years old, it was much harder to spend $5 a pack. You know, you could go to a grocery store. You could like actually buy a decent sized grocery list with $20 back in the early 2000s. So to convince my father or mother to buy me a $5 booster pack, it was not easy. You know, it wasn't. Yeah, I also did a lot of homework. I mean, I already knew a lot beforehand because of Nintendo games. Yeah, exactly. I even though I didn't collect through my teenage years, I played many games. Like I was stuck to a Game Boy. I'm not gonna lie, I played it a lot. But yeah, real quick, I wanted to talk about this Japanese stuff, right? Real quick. So I made this video 2 months ago, right? 2 months ago, we're like I said, September, right? August, July. Okay, so it was around here, right? And I'm looking at the value of the Bubble Mew, right? And I'm watching it starting to take off around here. Like I'm looking at the value of the Bubble Mew 2 months ago. I was looking at the value of the Charizard. I would like to look up the whole set though. Why can't I look up the? Can I see the set, please? Here we go. So I was looking at all 3 of these cards, and these are all 3 cards I was pointing out. And at the same time, we'll get back to Shroud of Fable later. There's a big point with Shroud of Fable I want to make as well. If you are holding any Pokemon Center Shroud of Fable, I definitely want to talk about it as well. So Paldean Fates, right? If we look at singles, right? Let's make them near mint real quick. Right. Look at this price point. And where am I? Where'd I go? I'm lost. Oh, it's right here. Let's put it next to each other. And look at this price point. Right? These price points were this comparable, this close 2 months ago, way before they were at this price point. Right? Paldean Fates Charizard was 2 months ago. It was at We were looking at July, $150. I remember it was early July, 150 something dollars, right? Japanese, Japanese, early July. What are we seeing here, guys? $10 off between a Japanese card and an English. I mean, to me, that was just like it clicked. Like I said, I look at so many different products here, right? This, I was like, wow. So you're telling me the Charizard English and Japanese are $10 off? That's got to be wrong, right? Let me. I was like, let me look at the Gardevoir. Gardevoir, early July. Gardevoir, early July, 70 something dollars, 75. I was like, okay, that's not really expensive, even though I find this card beautiful, right? I was like, all right, Japanese Gardevoir. Let's see what that's doing. Early July, really? Early July, $75, the same exact cost as the English. I was like, yeah, this is a video. I just wanted to educate you guys and let you know that there was value here, right? Let you know that long term, this box could grow in value. And even though we looked up on TCG Player right now and it was showing the box at $87, when you look at websites right now, they're at 100. They're like $90 to $100, right? And then even the Bubble Mew, right? English Bubble Mew. At that time, it had not blown up to where it is right now, right? Early July, 200, almost $300. Japanese, right? Japanese Bubble Mew was the only one that had a big discrepancy. The only one, but still $200. Most Japanese cards aren't worth $200. You know. Here's my take. Wait, whoa, I'm a little behind. I saw 7 booster box cases of Sword and Shield for 84,000 on eBay. It's crazy, brand new, 3,500. Wow, yeah, that's insane. $84,000. And you know what's funny? I made a video. I posted on Friday, and it didn't get too many views. Actually, YouTube didn't really push it, so it didn't get pushed out there too much. And it was basically about developing a reputation. You need to develop a reputation as a seller. You want to sell, right? Who's going to buy that from you if you have no reviews? If you have no reputation whatsoever as an eBay seller, if you have no like 100% positive reviews, if you're not a big seller on anywhere else, any other platform, and you don't have reviews, who is going to send you $84,000 while you send it in the mail and they have to wait to receive it while you already have that 84,000 in your bank account? I mean, just think about that. I made that video, and like I said, I try to put out value in my videos. I really try to help if I can. I try to share it with you guys. Like I said, I can't buy it all. I can't. It's not realistic for somebody to think that. People like hide their place. They give you like these things. They try to tell you that they advised you in some kind of way, and they like beat around the bush, but they don't really tell you. It's funny. I find this so funny. Here's my take with sealed investing. If this set is going to be insane, I say take the risk and sealed booster box case. I usually wait 1 or 2 weeks in case it drops after release, and look at the date from there. Well, yeah, that's all you can do really, because you have to almost act like the history before that is non-existent because you weren't part of it. I mean, you just got to go from that point on and forward to see, because that's what you spend. That's your risk, right? So, yeah, same story, Jay. But I came back in the late 2019, started picking up older Japanese sets real quick. You had any of these? Pokekion, Tag All Stars, Eevee Heroes for sure. That's what I'm saying. Eevee Heroes is a great example, you know. And actually, I think I spoke about it in that video. I might have mentioned it a few times, but that's really like one of the big things. Wow, it's getting late. That's one of the big things. Like I said, tunnel vision, it's not so great. You know, you could invest into Japanese and just not expect it to appreciate as much as English, but it will still appreciate as long as it's like those top tier sets with those big chases in it. I mean, do you think Terrassel Festival isn't going to do well long term? It's $85 right now, I think. At some point, it was like 60 when it first came out, but I think long term it can do well. It could do something decent long term. You can buy those Japanese evolutions under $100 right now, like at a PSA 10 or at 100, and long term it can do well as well. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, it all depends. It's also like, once again, it's speculation, but I look at like every angle, like everything. Um, I spend a lot of time doing research. You know, like I said, that's the only way for me to put out value. I don't like to repeat myself in videos. Sometimes it happens, but I'm not going to give you the same information over and over again. That's nonsense. Um, but yeah, guys, I just noticed the time. I have to go to Home Depot and do something here at home. I do. Sadly, I don't even want to end the stream. Like I love having conversations with you guys with things like this. Like just talking Pokemon, like you don't have many real life friends that like you're gonna have this conversation with. Um, I personally don't have any. No one. My brother Rips doesn't talk about any investing. I don't know anyone else that does. Also, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box are worth buying. And if you get lucky with the PC drops, you can be up 500%. It's crazy. I feel like they're modern first edition stamp for our generation era. Yeah, that's something to consider. I mean, before I do take off, because I gotta go. I did want to talk about this here, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like, this is a Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, right? I mean, it's not stamped here in this image, but this is what this is here for, right? I have a case. I bought a case of Strider Fable because it was the last thing there, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy one case. What's it gonna hurt, right? And now this is happening. Now I have to stop to think, for how long is this gonna go on? At some point, people may say this was just manipulation. This was just simply nostalgianomics pumping this set. People can say that. You don't know how the market's going to react, and it could just tank, you know? So I have considered letting this thing go, like now, but I don't know. I mean, a case, when it comes to Pokemon Center, you can only order four Elite Trainer boxes, and that's a case. They don't give you those 10 like the regular ones. So a case of Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes is just four Elite Trainer boxes. So there are only four there, but still. Yeah, Jags, thanks for being here, man. Everybody that's here, like once again, I'm a small channel. I appreciate all you guys being here. I know that there are other creators you guys could be talking to, but it was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like the stream. And yeah, I'll be putting a video later out tonight, on another market analysis. And like I said, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And in any videos going forward, click that hype button. Help my videos get pushed out. That's what it's supposed to do. Yeah, with the new limits. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right now, I don't know if you can get cases from Pokemon Center right now. I think that right now it's gonna get really hard to get just one. I guess that's what we're seeing right now. But I don't think you could get a case. Moving forward, moving forward, if anyone talking about this, right? Let's just look at this real quick. Now that you're saying that, um, were people able to buy Journey Together cases? Let's look at that. That was the next one, right? Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. No, no, the case is non-existent. Just the regular ones. So moving forward, we shouldn't be seeing any more cases. Moving forward, we should not be seeing any more cases whatsoever. Destined Rivals had no cases, just has the one box. Of course, they allowed us to order two of those. I have two of those. White Flare, same thing. There are no cases. So moving forward, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, you will not be able to get them cases. Prismatic, I think, was the last one. I think you're right. Which I haven't gotten one Prismatic. Like every single time that it dropped, I was somewhere. Like I was working. Like I said before, I'm a plumber, and I was working in the hospital, and we do the piping for like the medical gas, like the oxygen. You know, when you go to the hospital and there's like a wall and it has these ports. It says oxygen, medical air, vacuum. We put in the piping for all that. Like we do that. That's plumbing. And I was working in an X-ray room. Yeah, no shot. The walls are like surrounded with like lead. They're surrounded with lead for protection, for contamination from the rays. Yeah, I had no shot at getting Prismatic. So, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I have that Strata Fable PC ETB case, and I keep thinking about whether I should let it go now. Will it be more expensive next year? I don't know. I don't know when is the right time to let it go. But so I'm not so concerned with how much more it'll grow. Like if I sell it now at $800, I mean there's sales of 1,000. I showed you guys already, 1,000 to $1,200, right? If I sold it for $800, I bought it for 200. It was $240. It was $60 in ETB. So, I mean, what do we? What do you guys think? Let me know before I go. Let me know before I go. And of course, there's some kind of a delay with the stream, so I have to wait for the response. Yeah, you're. I mean, I would assume that's the only way to say your name. I see the X there. I don't know how else. I think it's your. Nice talk, man. That's what I'm saying, Jags. This is exactly the thought that's coming into mind. Will it increase in value? But it's Stratafable, so you would hold. Yeah, it's hard though because Stratafable is just not it, you know. So we'll have to see. No, I don't need money to pay off debt, but I'm thinking about putting it towards something like Destined Rivals. If I sell something, like I keep talking about selling off my Mega Evolution stuff that comes in because I don't believe in the set. But you also do bring up a good point. These Pokemon Center ETBs are kind of like first edition products for our time for now. We don't know for how long we're going to be getting them or when they're going to change. But yeah. Yeah, people are buying them out now. Yeah, the cases are rare. I think last thing I'm going to show you guys, I really don't want to go, but I really do have to go. Last thing I'm going to show you guys is how many are available on the market. I didn't point that out, right? How many are available? Total sold 33. Currently on the market, 22. 22 cases. And actually, that number was much lower. Those appeared recently. They were recent because, like I said, the price point is there and people want to sell it. They know that it's going to be really hard to sell these. So they appeared. I just looked it up right now. I keep thinking that I'm showing you guys and I never changed the camera. But there are 22 listed. And before, at some point, it was like 8. And that's grown. So. But yeah, guys, thank you guys all for the chat. I mean, great time once again. It was fun. Hopefully I can do this next Sunday or maybe even sometime during the week. I just don't know how much free time people have. And I usually, I don't know, I'm always skeptical. Like, are people gonna watch? I'm just such a small channel that I never know if people are gonna watch, but I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, that too. How many are available? And sometimes distro buy them and ripped, sealed, and sell their store. Yeah, I know that too. That's another thing to keep in mind. But yeah, it's a lot to think about. But as of right now, I'm holding it. It's not a decision I've made just yet, but it's something I've considered. I didn't expect this thing to gain value up until like 4 years from now, honestly. But yeah, guys. Sorry, guys. I gotta go. I'm so sorry. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, you guys are around for the next stream when I do come around again. Thank you guys for being here once again. I appreciate all you guys. I'm really grateful. With that being said, take care, guys. As always, be safe out there and peace.